we are going to tap into the winter solstice and see what energy is wanting to come through, what guidance is coming through. If we can get insight into 2026, that would also be fun. And just what Spirit wants to advise us and inspire us at this time. And so find a place to relax. Begin breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. And begin to regulate your breath. I want you to really start to focus on your thoughts right now. Just have a projection screen, allow them to play upon that wall, that screen in front of you. See what's going on in your mind right now. And what you're really looking for is any negativity. So frustrations, stresses, anxieties, concerns, fears. If you find a big one, start to go into the smaller ones. The reason for this, for example, you might be stressed out about Christmas, right? And so if we're stressed out about Christmas, other little ones, little thoughts can run amok within the mind. For example, oh no, maybe it's going to snow. Maybe this is going to happen. Maybe this is going to happen. Maybe my uncle and my grandmother are going to have a fight again. Maybe this is going to happen. So there's a lot of these speculative fears, concerns. Those are the ones that I really want you to try and see if you're not doing like a premeditated premise to your holidays. Maybe it has to do with work for you. Maybe it has to do with your sleep or your physical. And once you start seeing them, I want you to start plucking them out from the mind, out from the thought process. Just like a porcupine, just plucking out some needles and removing them. Just you can flick them and they will disappear right away, transmuting. Once you see one that is toxic to your mental health, setting you up for failure, and hopefully you start recognizing thoughts speeding up and just pluck those thoughts quickly. The more that come up, remember you are not your thoughts. So you can even just imagine yourself plucking your thoughts like crazy from the mind right now. Just clearing that energy, clearing that space. Start plucking faster and faster and faster. To the point you don't even know what you're plucking anymore. You just know that none of this is important. Start making the intention that you're removing limiting beliefs. Just label those porcupine needles, limiting beliefs, remove them from the mind. You know what they are. You don't need to go deeper into those. Just, I'm done with these. Allow them to disappear. Be done, be done. And breathe into that space in the mind. And invite your higher self into your body. And to fill your body with more of this higher aspect of who you are, this more positive aspect of who you are, this more healthier version of who you are, this more motivated, more excitement, more peace, more patience, more awareness and acceptance, forgiveness, more gratitude, more joy. Allow that to fill your body, fill that mind, solidify in your subconscious mind. bring your mind and focus into your heart chakra. And right from your heart, you're just going to send a fishing line with an anchor on it down into Gaia. Allow it to go deep, 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 deeper and deeper. Feeling very secure. And now embracing your heart chakra. Now you're going to travel up your chakras and through your mind and up to the crown chakra. You're going to go above, about a foot above your head, to the soul star chakra. And from here you're going to expand out to the cosmos. And this is where we're going to get insight into what the winter solstice and 2026 is going to hold for us. If we can receive a collective message, please. Do shikoto to ash de toto ash de koto tare sikio shakata eso hosh at et ot ash at ot. Do shakia kotat is sikate koto kotana mashaki. Dota ashata kanamo shakia kotakate kanamo shaka. De kotokota shakata kotokota esa kotokota et at ot ash. De socha katutarama shakia kutarama shaka de koto ashaka tenamo shiki bosh atia koto ish at ot ashake tete koto. Moshana makatira koto tara shata namo shakia ushata is at ot ash at et ot. Dosia tuta esa kachutu ash et ot. So these are phases of patience. So these are, within these we have things like acceptance coming in. Doshanamakikia tutaramashaka. De soto ash at osh at ot ash. Del tuta mashaka a es ot ash at. Boshinamaka kia totanamashata. De sutu ash del wush ke sacha. Del tutanamashakia kuta es at ot. Boshika isakotota mash at it ut. Dos ash at ut ash. De sokojo da. Mesakotota namashiki asacho. De sakatia ta tota. De sakatoto ash at et it ut. Boshinamakota esakotota esanamoshaki. So we're just going to go into a clarity frequency, and it's just going to be shine down on earth, just like a white beam. I'm going to go right into that frequency. So if you can imagine a white beam of light coming down from the cosmos and shining on the earth, and it's almost like a ribbon of frequency, and you're lying on top of it, and then you're gently going inside the frequency. This white mist is all around you. And I want you to position your body so you're looking down at the earth. And move down this beam to a comfortable height, a comfortable perspective of what you can handle in receiving today. So the closer to the earth you go, the more distorted it can become, as well as if you're too high, you won't care as much. You will see it as the earth in the universe, just a small speck in a larger scale. And so you want to try and find the perfect place to receive what you're most needing at this time, and have patience while you're doing this. So within that beam, start to bring in your ideal life. Start to see it very clearly. Start to feel it. Remember, you're in a clarity frequency here. And so clarity brings in truth. And with this frequency, ego isn't the route that you want to go in. Be very mindful because you're looking upon the earth. And when you're ready, when you've solidified a feeling and you've imagined that life, start projecting through this light, through your heart, onto the earth. And once you have it coming from your heart onto the earth, you can just focus on the white light going through your heart, connecting with that part of your mind. So this will be near your frontal lower lobes and the pineal gland. Connect that to the heart and down to the earth. Brighter and brighter. And now start breathing into how the world would be in your ideal desire for the earth, for evolution of humanity, for the look of the earth. Envision maybe the health of the food, the purity of the water, the soils. What else would the world need upon it for your desire truly to be into fruition? Start projecting that onto the earth through your heart. Okay. Moshiriga koto tariesiki auto tariesata es koto to ash at et ot. Desokototo ash at et ot. Mesototo ashanamakatara yesoto ashakoto ashakotakato moshaki. Desoto taramashata esototo taramashiki. And so if you're happy with that process, that if you're happy with what transpired, then you can solidify it either with "so it is," or you can send it up to source. You can put it in like a little bubble and have that there, or if you feel good just the way it is. And start to breathe into your body. So we're just really removing that clarity, frequency. We're going to tap into some guidance here. So there's a weird frequency here, and so whenever I see a weird frequency, I go through another frequency to analyze it, because sometimes it's just, most of it's all metaphorical anyway. And so this kind of looks like a really weird creature. It looks synthetic. Lots of armor. It's a smaller, I don't even know how to explain it. It's curved and almost like would have, like if you made a caterpillar with metal, you would put like a metal piece inside of a metal piece inside of a metal piece inside a metal piece. It's got that look to it. And then on the head of it, it's not very big. On the head of it, it has spikes, and it's not a very good looking creature. That being said, sometimes I communicate with these quite fearful looking creatures, and we receive the most beautiful insights. And I think it's like, don't judge a book by its cover. So, but it's always good if you don't understand a frequency or whatever's being shown, to be mindful and to not always trust what you're seeing. So, but it is being shown that we are meant to interact with this. And so this is a frequency as well. It's not a being type. So we're going to go right inside. This synthetic structure. And so once, it's kind of like, excuse me, I'm just getting over a cold. It's kind of like Horden had a hue. I think Horden and the Hue. It's a Dr. Seuss movie, and there's a whole world on a dandelion flower, and you go deep, deep, deep down onto this little tiny flower, just like the world is in the universe. There's so much going on here. There's so much going on that flower, and there's so much going on in this caterpillar armor structure, that when you go inside, it's like being on a spaceship. It's massive spaceship, like a huge, huge metal type structure. It's reminding me kind of the multiverse. I think it was the multiverse. And Galactus or something like that lived on this metal structure. And they're bringing me to that part where he says he wants their babies. No, that's not multiverse. I think that's the Fantastic Four, maybe. And anyway, he says they want their baby. It might be the multiverse. So, but of course they don't want to give this baby. But that baby is going to set Galactus free from that entrapment. Even though he's like the most powerful thing in the universe, it's like a genie in a bottle. And just wanting to be freed from that entrapment. And so it's like putting a fish or a dolphin in a tank or an aquarium, and then putting it into an ocean. And maybe as a child you were obviously brought up in a world or in a home, and that was your world. And then once you get to an older age, you get placed into a bigger city where you have more freedom to roam within that city. You have been gifted more space. And there comes a time where you've been gifted so much, if it's knowledge, that you need to do something with it. You know, if you have acres and acres of land, eventually you need to do something with it, even if it's selling it. You're either going to be creating something or you're going to be passing it down or giving it away. And so when this came through, I even saw kind of like Scrooge, with all the money being hidden and kept in the banks and hoarded, needing to come out, and not one standing on a bunch of illusionary asset is what's shown. And now they're showing digital currency and how this entrapment of illusion is very toxic, intelligent as it is, artificial, intelligent. This whole being, that the frequency that we went in, is all synthetic. And so the illusion of it, everything's an illusion. And so often with our boredom, we can change our job, change our location, change our relationship, change our friends, and this will bring spice into your life. And yet it's all new spice, which is nice. It's fresh, it's new, and yet it's still an illusion. So if you are in old spice, how can you refresh it? If your light is dimmed, if your shadow is large, how can you brighten? 2026 is all about brightening your illusion. Boshikato ashaka esakoto ashata mashaki. Removing the armor, removing the synthetic armor. Doshikati to koto ashaki. Desa koto ashakato tanamashikya tota esakacha. Dosachi de koto tanamashiki kota namashikya tota namashaka. Key also focus. Focus on joy, gratitude. Focus on your path, not others' path. Brighten up your path. Remove synthetic nature, even with toning. Doshike kato no moshaka. De sokochi ato tanamashaka. De koto ashata mashaki atota. De sato tanamashaki ato tanamashata. Everything is energy. Boshiki ato tanamashaka. Transmute solid into energy, energy back into solid. Doshike katoto danamashaki atotaramashata. Filter through frequency. Path becomes brighter. Food becomes healthier. Doshikata no moshaki. Asatoto ashakeki kato no moshaka. Desotota mashakati rokotota esato. Bashakati rokoto bashata. You're but a circuit on a motherboard. Doshina makiki al shakatana moshata. The current can shift very quickly. Doshana makata. But if your focus on destination is solidified, you can enjoy the journey ahead of you. Dota ash at ot ot ot. Boshakia anomo shaka ash at. So we're going to go to the heart of the matter within the structure. The synthetic metal structure. And it doesn't exist. So the heart that matters is within you. The path that matters is within you. Your environment, your friend circles, how you treat and prepare your food. Doshikata domoshaka. Allow everyone to have their own path. Speak from your path. Doshikita moshakati namoshakata esakoto taramashaki taramashata. Judgments of others mean nothing. Doshikata tamoshate asoto desakotana mashakari asuto desakoto ashakatana moshaki. Brightness, focus, remove synthetic. Dashikataka no moshakiato tarayesaka. Isakoto tanamashakiato tanamashata. So within synthetic meaning, entrapments are also in there. Ego is also in there. Remove entrapments, remove ego. Dakoto to ashakiya mosaka. Desoto taramashaki. And so when we're on our path, for example, people will say, don't remove your ego, coexist with it. And on my path, it's always been taught, remove your ego. It's old software. It's holding back humanity. And so for me, I would just teach that. I would not give focus or frequency to others teaching to befriend the ego, for example. And so on your path, what is something that you know deeply to be true for your path? And to really solidify that and not be bothered with other teachings as they are for other paths, and to remove the illusions of judgment, the illusions of even acceptance. These are within our own control, and it doesn't matter if people believe the same thing you do, but some people will gravitate to that of which you speak. And when it's in a frequency of your truth, this is where your cup will overflow. You will be so rewarded with energy, joy, gratitude, and fulfillment by standing in those teachings that resonate within you. Boshikata namoshata, desakoto taranashiki. Brightness, focus. Doshikata namoshatia kotaramashaka. Esakotota mashakatira moshiki atare moshakata kadamoshaki. Dosaramoshikara kotonamoshata. So also activating the frontal lobes. This is where we are moving as a humanity, and activating those daily and acting through your heart. This is an evolved being. Boshakatira koto ash at et ot ot. Ash at ot at ash. Des at ot ot ot. Desa kotakata moshikata kotokota moshikata kotokono moshikata kotakata shikata kotoko katakata koto. De kotokotara shikata moshikata kotokota moshikata shikati out ot at. Breathing in, nice and deep, stretching up your spine and your ribs, just kind of moving your body. And just rub your thighs, your upper thigh. When you're ready, bless your water. Do a toning. Everybody can do a tone. It doesn't matter if your tone is clean or raspy. They all have frequencies within them, and your tone is very important to, let's say you're working with tones with your water. Your tone is very important to what your body needs. And so when we have an intention from our mind that we are bringing in a certain tone for our body, it's received. The body understands tone and frequency. Okay, you guys, have a wonderful day.